1. When designing a Schwinn indoor cycling class for mixed experience riders, which instructional approach best supports adult learning principles? A. Teach only to advanced riders and let others adapt. B. Offer tiered coaching cues with scalable resistance and cadence targets. C. Use a single pace for the whole class to avoid confusion. D. Provide written instructions before class instead of real time guidance. 2. Schwinn recommends the coaching versus commanding communication style because it A. Eliminates the need for demonstrating, B. Supports rider autonomy and encourages self directed adjustments, C. Keeps the instructor from moving around the room, D. Allows instructors to speak less during class. 3. When evaluating rider performance during intervals, the most reliable method is to assess A. Sweat output, B. Perceived exertion paired with consistent cadence and resistance goals, C. Only cadence, ignoring resistance changes, D. Which bike the rider is using. 4. A key principle in Schwinn class design is simplicity. This means instructors should A. Avoid structured workouts entirely, B. Use minimal coaching, letting music lead everything, C. Deliver clear, concise cues that focus on one action at a time, D. Provide lengthy instructions before each interval. 5. When teaching correct bike setup, the instructor should first address A. Seat height, B. Handlebar fore aft, C. Pedal stroke technique, D. Resistance levels. 6. Which feedback method aligns most closely with adult learning theory? A. Correcting riders loudly in front of the group, B. Private, specific, and actionable feedback, C. Repeating the same cue regardless of rider performance, D. Using only hand signals during class. 7. In Schwinn power training, which metric gives the most accurate reflection of a rider's workload? A. Heart rate, B. Power watts, C. Music tempo, D. Bike model. 8. When evaluating an instructor in training, which tool best measures their cueing effectiveness? A. Audio volume, B. Visible rider response and improved technique, C. Length of the class, D. Number of jokes told. 9. An instructor notices a beginner struggling with cadence control. The best mentoring action is to A. Increase resistance for them, B. Provide a simple cue focusing on maintaining smooth pedal strokes, C. Tell them to follow the strongest rider, D. Ignore the issue until after class. 10. Regulatory compliance in indoor cycling facilities requires that instructors A. Check all bikes for safe operation before class, B. Only test the resistance knobs on random bikes, C. Allow riders to adjust bikes however they want, D. Skip safety checks when running late. 11. A well-designed Schwinn training curriculum should include which of the following first? A. Music playlist creation, B. Safety, bike setup, and biomechanics foundations, C. High-intensity choreography, D. Competitive drills. 12. During coaching, the three-layer cueing model focuses on A. Cueing resistance only, B. Coaching one physical, one motivational, and one technical cue, C. Long instructional speeches, D. Having riders read instructions on their consoles. 13. Which teaching strategy supports inclusive instruction for participants with knee limitations? A. Suggesting higher resistance with lower cadence, B. Recommending a reduced range of motion and moderate load, C. Encouraging standing climbs only, D. Keeping cadence above 120 RPM. 14. When observing a trainee instructor, which sign shows effective class engagement? A. Riders frequently stopping to ask questions, B. Riders responding to cues without confusion, C. Instructor giving instructions only at the start, D. Instructor never leaving the podium. 15. Schwinn emphasizes resistance-based coaching primarily because it A. allows riders to control intensity safely, B. keeps cadence high at all times, C. reduces the need for warm-ups, D. eliminates the need for instructor demonstrations. 16. In performance evaluations, which metric indicates effective energy coaching? A. Rider smiles. B. Smooth transitions, controlled cadence, and measurable effort shifts. C. Loud participants. D. How many songs the riders like? 17. A new rider comes to class with a history of low back pain. The instructor should A. advise higher handlebars and neutral spine alignment. B. Lower the handlebars. C. Encourage aggressive forward leaning. D. Never modify positioning. 18. In Schwinn's Power Zone training, Zone 5 typically represents A. Warm-up, B. Aerobic work, C. Anaerobic capacity, D. Recovery. 19. When creating a training curriculum for new instructors, the most effective sequence is A. Cueing anatomy, bike setup, B. Bike setup, safety, coaching skills, class design, C. Music selection, sprint practice, anatomy, D. Marketing, social media, stage lighting. 20. Effective communication in a noisy cycling studio relies most on yelling louder, B. Clear, rhythmic cueing timed with transitions, C. Talking nonstop, D. Turning off the music. 21. A rider displays signs of dizziness during class. The instructor should A. Tell them to push harder, B. Encourage a full stop and assess for safety concerns, C. Increase fan speed only, D. Ignore it unless they fall. 22. When assessing an instructor's teaching style, the most important factor is A. Their playlist, B. Their ability to connect cues to rider outcomes, C. Their outfit, D. Their posture while off the bike. 23. Schwinn coaching philosophy emphasizes authenticity. This means instructors should A. Memorize scripts, B. Deliver cues naturally in their own voice, C. Use only pre-approved phrases, D. Avoid showing personality. 24. A trainee consistently gives cues too rapidly. The best coaching strategy is to A. Tell them to talk less, B. Practice pacing cues with music transitions, C. Remove cueing responsibilities, D. Ignore the issue. 25. During a power drill, which rider behavior indicates appropriate overload? A. Extremely erratic cadence, B. Steady cadence with increased watt output, C. Zero resistant, D. Maintaining warm-up levels. 26. When designing a class that follows Schwinn's ride-right philosophy, the priority is A. Nonstop sprints, B. Movement patterns rooted in real cycling biomechanics, C. Random dance choreography, D. Complete silence. 27. When an instructor needs to correct a rider's form without embarrassing them, the best approach is A. Shout the correction across the room, B. Quietly approach and cue using simple, supportive language, C. Stop the entire class, D. Record them and show video mid-class. 28. For evaluation consistency across instructor trainees, Schwinn recommends A. Using standardized assessment rubrics, B. Letting each evaluator create their own method, C. Relying only on peer reviews, D. Avoiding structured assessment. 29. When mentoring new instructors, which method best reinforces long-term skill development? A. One-time feedback sessions, B. Ongoing coaching cycles with reflection assignments, C. Sporadic text reminders, D. Public criticism. 30. Proper warm-up design should include A. Max power output efforts, B. Gradual cadence increases, mobility cues, and light resistance, C. Heavy climbing intervals, D. Sprints above 120 RPM. 31. A rider displays knee valgus during pedal strokes. The instructor should coach them to A. Increase pedal speed. B. Maintain knees aligned over the pedals. C. Lean forward more. D. Raise handlebars significantly. 32. When evaluating a cycling class for safety compliance, the key factor is A. How loud the music is. B. Bike stability, emergency stops, and proper spacing. C. Instructor personality. D. Studio lighting. 33. Effective post-class reflection for instructors should prioritize A. Playlist popularity. B. Rider feedback, cue clarity, and instructional pacing. C. Counting attendance only. D. Social media engagement. 34. When coaching a group class on Schwinn bikes, the instructor notices one participant is struggling with proper saddle height. What is the best immediate action? A. Ignore the issue and continue the class. B. Stop the class completely. C. Provide individualized guidance, adjusting the saddle and demonstrating proper posture. D. Ask the participant to leave the class. 35. Which principle of adult learning is most effective when teaching new Schwinn cycling instructors? A. Passive lecture only. B. Experiential learning with hands-on practice and real-time feedback. C. Memorization of manuals without practice. D. Observation without participation. 36. In terms of regulatory compliance, what documentation should an instructor maintain for each Schwinn cycling class? A. Only verbal attendance. B. Participant attendance, class modifications, injuries, and any incidents. C. Instructor personal notes only. D. No documentation is required.